My friends, welcome. I'm so honored and excited to be here with all of you today. What an incredible opportunity this is to come together and explore one of the most vital and transformative principles for achieving success in life. Over the course of my career, I have had the privilege of speaking to millions of people all around the world. And one of the most common challenges I hear people struggling with is how to deal with the problems, the obstacles, the setbacks that inevitably arise on the journey to accomplishing our biggest goals and dreams. So many people see problems as these insurmountable barriers, as red lights that force us to stop dead in our tracks. They get discouraged, they get demoralized, and all too often they end up giving up on their dreams entirely. But I'm here to tell you, my friends, that this is the absolute wrong way to look at the challenge. You see, the truly successful people in this world, the true high achievers, the world changers, they all have one thing in common. They have learned to view problems not as stop signs, but as guideposts. They see challenges not as obstacles to be avoided, but as opportunities to be embraced. They understand that it is through wrestling with and overcoming difficulties that we grow the strongest, that we develop the mindset and the skills and the resilience required to reach the highest levels of success. That is the mindset I want to help instill in all of you today. I want to share with you the strategies, the techniques, the proven principles that have allowed me and countless others to transform our problems from limitations into launching pads for extraordinary achievement. Because my friends, when you learn to harness the power of problems, when you learn to see them not as stop signs, but as guidelines, that is when you unlock your true potential. That is when you begin to soar. Now, I know that for many of you, this may sound like a radical shift in perspective. After all, we are conditioned from a very young age to view problems in a negative light. From the time we are children, we are taught that problems are things to be avoided, to be feared, to be solved as quickly as possible so that we can get back to the normal state of things. And I get it, my friends. I really do. Problems can be frustrating, they can be disruptive, they can be downright painful at times. When we are in the thick of a challenge, when we are struggling to find a solution, it is only natural for our first instinct to be one of resistance, of wanting to make the problem go away as fast as possible. But I am here to tell you today that this instinct, while understandable, is ultimately self-limiting. Because the truth is, the biggest breakthroughs, the most incredible achievements, the most transformative insights, they almost always come on the other side of significant challenge. It is through wrestling with problems, through refusing to be defeated by them, that we access our deepest reservoirs of creativity, of determination, of problem-solving brilliance. So I want to invite you to take a step back for a moment. I want you to think about some of the biggest, most daunting problems you've faced in your life. Maybe it was a crisis in your personal relationships. Maybe it was a major professional setback. Maybe it was a seemingly insurmountable health challenge. And I want you to ask yourself, how did you respond in those moments? Did you panic? Did you shut down? Did you immediately go into problem-solving mode, desperately trying to make the issue go away as quickly as possible? Or did you lean into the discomfort? Did you get curious about the challenge? Did you see it as an opportunity to grow and evolve in ways you never thought possible? Because my friends, I can tell you from my own experience and from working with countless high achievers over the years, it is those who choose the latter path, those who refuse to be paralyzed by their problems, who ultimately end up achieving the greatest levels of success. You see, problems are not stop signs. They are guideposts. They are invitations to expand our horizons, to push the boundaries of what we thought was possible. Every time we are confronted with a challenge, we have a choice. We can either see it as a barrier to be avoided or as a portal to a whole new realm of possibility. And let me tell you, when you start to view problems through that lens, when you learn to approach them with curiosity and creativity rather than fear and resistance, that is when the real magic starts to happen. That is when you begin to unlock your true potential and to achieve things that you never even dreamed were possible. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, okay, Brian, that all sounds great in theory, but how do I actually put this into practice? How do I shift my mindset and start seeing problems as opportunities rather than obstacles? Well, my friends, I'm so glad you asked, because I've spent decades studying, refining, and teaching the specific strategies and techniques that have allowed me and countless others to transform our relationship with problems. And I'm so excited to share them with all of you today. The first and most fundamental principle is this: reframe your perspective. When you are faced with a problem, instead of immediately going into problem-solving mode, I want you to take a step back and ask yourself a simple but powerful questions. How can I view this challenge as an opportunity for growth and learning? You see, the way we frame a situation has a profound impact on how we experience and respond to it. If we see problems as threats, as barriers to be overcome, then that is exactly how they will show up in our lives, as frustrating, demoralizing obstacles that sap our energy and rob us of our momentum. But if we reframe them as invitations to expand our horizons, as chances to develop new skills and capabilities, then suddenly those same challenges start to look very different. They become gateways to a whole new realm of possibility, sparks that ignite our creativity and our determination. And the cool thing is, this simple shift in framing doesn't just change our mindset. It actually changes the way our brain functions. When we view problems as opportunities, we trigger a cascade of positive neurochemicals like dopamine and serotonin that boost our mood, enhance our focus, and supercharge our problem-solving abilities. The next time you are faced with a challenge, I want you to pause, to take a deep breath, and to ask yourself, how can I see this as a chance to grow? Maybe it's an opportunity to develop more patience and perseverance. Maybe it's a chance to get more innovative and creative in your approach. Maybe it's an invitation to build stronger relationships and tap into the collective wisdom of your support system. Whatever it is, I can guarantee you that if you make the conscious choice to reframe the problem, to see it not as a barrier but as a guideline, your whole experience of that challenge will shift, and you will start to access capabilities and resources within yourself that you never even knew existed. And that, my friends, is just the beginning. Once you master the art of reframing problems, there are so many other powerful strategies and techniques you can use to harness their transformative potential. One of the most important is to get curious about the challenge you are facing. Far too often, when we encounter a problem, our natural instinct is to try to solve it as quickly as possible, to find the quickest and most expedient fix so that we can get back to the normal state of things. But I'm here to tell you that this is a huge missed opportunity. Because the truth is, the real magic often happens not in the solution itself, but in the process of deeply exploring and understanding the problem. It's in the questions we ask, the insights we uncover, the creative connections we make. That's where the breakthroughs lie. Instead of rushing to solve the problem, I want you to slow down, to get curious, to really dive in and understand it from every angle. Ask yourself questions like, what is the root cause of this challenge? What are the factors that are contributing to it? How is this problem interconnected with? The more you can unpack the layers of a problem, the more you can understand its true nature and complexity, the better equipped you will be to find a truly transformative solution. And here's the kicker. Often, just by going through this process of deep exploration, you will start to see new possibilities and pathways that you never would have discovered if you had just rushed to fix the problem. And that leads me to another key principle. Embrace the messy middle. You see, so many people have this idea that problem solving is a linear process, that you just identify the problem, come up with a plan, and then execute it perfectly until the issue is resolved. But the reality is, real-world problem solving is almost always a messy, nonlinear, iterative process. There are going to be false starts, dead ends, unexpected twists and turns. And it's in those messy middle moments when we feel most lost and uncertain that the real breakthroughs often occur. Because it's in those times of struggle and discomfort that we are forced to get creative, to think outside the box, to try new approaches that we never would have considered if everything had gone according to plan. So when you find yourself in the midst of a challenge and things start to get chaotic and confusing, instead of getting discouraged, I want you to get excited. I want you to lean into the discomfort, to get curious about the twists and turns, and to trust that the answers and the insights you need will start to emerge if you just stay present and keep moving forward. And speaking of moving forward, that brings me to another crucial principle, say consistent action. You see, the difference between those who ultimately achieve breakthrough success and those who end up stuck in a loop of frustration and inaction often comes down to one simple thing: their willingness to take consistent, persistent action in the face of problems. It's so easy when we're confronted with a daunting challenge to get paralyzed by analysis paralysis, to get caught up in endless planning and strategizing without ever actually taking meaningful steps forward. But my friends, I'm here to tell you that is a surefire path to failure. The truth is, you will never have a perfect plan. You will never have all the answers mapped out ahead of time. And the more you try to achieve that level of certainty before taking action, the more likely you are to get stuck in a loop of endless deliberation and self-doubt. Instead, what you need to do is embrace the power of consistent iterative action. Start taking small steps, one after the other, fueled by the mindset of curiosity and experimentation rather than the need for flawless execution. Be willing to try new approaches, to adapt and pivot as you go, to learn from your mistakes and use that knowledge to inform your next move. Because here's the thing, problems are not static. They are dynamic, ever-evolving entities that require an equally dynamic and responsive approach. The more you can get into a rhythm of consistent, nimble action, the more you'll find that solutions start to present themselves, that breakthroughs start to emerge in ways you never could have predicted. And of course, no discussion of harnessing the power of problems would be complete without addressing the role of support and collaboration. You see, one of the biggest mistakes I see people make when faced with a challenge is trying to go it alone, to solve the problem in isolation using only their own limited resources and perspective. But my friends, the truth is, we are not meant to navigate the ups and downs of life on our own. We are social creatures, wired for connection and community. And when it comes to problem solving, tapping into the collective wisdom and support of others can be an absolute game changer. Whether it's reaching out to trusted friends and mentors, joining a mastermind group or online community, or collaborating with experts and specialists in your field, the power of external support and accountability cannot be overstated. When you bring other perspectives, other experiences, other skill sets into the mix, suddenly the number of possible solutions and pathways forward starts to multiply exponentially. And not only that, but the simple act of sharing your challenges with others, of being vulnerable and open about the obstacles you're facing, can itself be a powerful catalyst for growth and transformation. Because it's in those moments of authentic connection and support that we often find the courage, the clarity, and the motivation to keep pushing forward even when the going gets tough. So my friends, I want to encourage you, the next time you're faced with a problem, don't try to go it alone. Reach out, connect, collaborate, tap into the brilliant minds and generous hearts of the people around you, and watch as the solutions and breakthroughs start to flow. And of course, the final piece of the puzzle is to always, always, always maintain a mindset of resilience and perseverance. Because the truth is, no matter how skilled you become at reframing problems, getting curious about them, taking consistent action, and tapping into external support, there will still be times when the challenges you face feel overwhelming, when the path forward seems hopelessly obscured. In those moments, it's crucial that you cultivate an unshakable sense of resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to dust yourself off and keep moving forward, no matter how daunting the obstacle may seem. Because, my friends, the reality is that the road to extraordinary achievement is paved with problems. It is littered with challenges, with obstacles, with moments of uncertainty and doubt. But it is precisely those who refuse to be deterred, who meet each problem not with fear and resistance, but with curiosity, creativity, and an unwavering determination to succeed. Those are the ones who ultimately reach the highest levels of accomplishment. Those are the ones who transform their problems from limitations into launching pads and go on to achieve things that most people can scarcely even imagine. So as we close out our time together today, I want to leave you with this final message. Problems are not stop signs, my friends. They are guidelines. They're invitations to expand your horizons, to push the boundaries of what you thought was possible. They are sparks that ignite your creativity, your resilience, your problem-solving brilliance. So the next time you are faced with a challenge, I want you to take a deep breath, to reframe your perspective, and to ask yourself, how can I use this problem as a catalyst for growth and transformation? Because I can tell you from the bottom of my heart that it is in wrestling with and overcoming our greatest difficulties that we discover our true power, our true purpose, our true greatness. Let's get to work, my friends. Let's start seeing problems not as stop signs, but as guideposts on the path to extraordinary achievement. Let's dive in, get curious, take consistent action, and tap into the incredible power of support and collaboration. And let's do it all with an unshakable spirit of resilience and perseverance, knowing that the breakthroughs and the victories that await us on the other side of our challenges are worth every ounce of effort and determination we can muster. Thank you all so much for being here today. I am truly honored to share this journey with you, and I can't wait to see the incredible things you will accomplish. Let's go out there and change the world, one problem at a time.